I'm Kevin.
I'm Jeff.
And we are here.
We're making some breakfast foods.
Delicious breakfast
Yes.
foods with our new silicone baking forms from Tupperware. I love these. Now, you learned something that was very interesting, and you heard it from Tupperware, right? About
Yes.
the pinching of your silicone
At Jubilee. Silicone.
properties of silicone.
Yes, the properties of silicone. Thank you for that save.
Which I don't know. I'm not a
It
scientist.
sounded much better than mine. Duh.
Silicone has properties.
So these are really flexible, which is why you see we've got baking sheets down. Because
Yeah,
we
you
put them in
can't
the oven.
carry this to the oven like this.
Well, you could, but you're going to end up with shit all over the floor.
Oh, family show.
No, this isn't a family show. This isn't on Facebook.
Shitzarella.
So they told us at Jubilee that if you take anything that's silicone and you pinch it, typically what happens is it will turn color. It'll
You
turn
see a
white.
white.
And the white actually in the silicone is filler, and it's not actual. It's just extra shit in the silicone. Tupperware's mold forms do not do that. Our silicone is 100% silicone.
No white.
So you can pinch this all day long. You're not going to see white.
Pinch away.
And Dia told us at Jubilee that when they bought competitors' molds and they did test recipes in, like they'd have store X, Y, and Z and the Tupperware forms, and they would do the same recipe in all of them. She said that those impurities and the fillers in the silicone will burn off ultimately,
Wow.
but they stink. She said the test kitchen and the entire floor that the test kitchen is on reeked during those comparative baking tests.
I did not know that.
So,
So they go in the dishwasher, they go in the oven, they go in the microwave, they go in the freezer.
Yep.
So many of our different forms, you can form ice cubes in this if you wanted to float them in punch, which is really fun. No one ever rings my doorbell, so
oh please.
we will be sending our production coordinator to the door to see who that is. It's probably just
AKA the bouncer.
the bouncer.
It's probably a Tupperware delivery.
No, it probably is FedEx or UPS because
It's
they're
12 cases of something.
because the Boy Scouts have already come and I bought all the popcorn that they have to offer this year, so it's not the Boy Scouts. Anyway, so it's probably delivered.
Let's
so,
see, it's a gift.
So we're gonna do two different recipes. Now I'm like, what's coming down the hallway? Two different recipes. So, oh yes, 'tis the season, more deliveries. So tell me about your recipe, and then I'm gonna talk about my recipe.
We're gonna line the cavity
That sound
of
just
the.
does
Well,
not
I
sound
know
right.
it's what the recipe
Line
said.
your cavity with ham.
Line your muffin form with ham, a slice of ham. So we've got our ham that's been patted dry with love.
I pat my ham dry because
He doesn't like
I don't
wet ham.
like wet ham.
He doesn't like wet meat.
It just
So-
I like dry meat.
So
It just looks better too, doesn't it?
it does, and
Thank
it's
you
not
very
sliding
much.
out of my fingers.
And we've washed our impeccably clean hands.
Yes.
As always, right?
Well, this is actually.
Look how
I
fun
thought
that
these
is.
slices were really big when you were pulling them out.
No, but when you
they are
line your
perfect.
cavity, they're the perfect size.
They fill the cavity.
Depending on the size of your
flawlessly.
cavity.
This meat's filling my cavities
So,
to the top.
so you know what? If we were in drag, this would be a lot different.
It would be a lot funnier,
So I was
actually.
like, well, it's funny as it is, but we may be banned from YouTube.
We'll have to go to XTube for our cooking videos.
And then what are you gonna do?
We're gonna crack an egg and fill
Each cavity.
each cavity.
Oh my God, the phone is ringing.
Oh my
the
God.
doorbell's ringing.
They're stainless steel eggs.
Are they
There we go.
hard-boiled?
Yeah.
I gave you
You gave me
hard-boiled
the
eggs.
hard-boiled eggs.
Which you could find in my refrigerator because we have hard-boiled eggs.
Oh my
Look at
gosh.
that. Crack on the
Those
side.
bitches are tough. That was
So while you're
one-
cracking your eggs, I'm going to crack my eggs because nobody needs to sit and watch me crack eggs. Look,
don't
I
need to
did
watch
mine on
me.
the side of my Mix and Store Plus pitcher, and it works much better than trying to whack it on
You
that.
know, nobody loves a braggart.
Sorry. 3 eggs. My recipe is 3 eggs, and I'll talk more about my recipe in just a second. Hey, you know what? I learned a tip this weekend from my cousin Julia. You know, sometimes when you get
Julia Child?
not Julia Child. She is a child. No, she's a teenager.
Julia W.I.
When you get a shell occasionally in your eggs, you know, it's really hard to get that shell out. You just chase it around. You stick your finger in a glass of water. Have you heard this?
No.
So a wet fingertip, and it takes the shell right out.
Let's see you do it.
No, I don't want to try it now. It worked great. Okay, so
All right,
you're
and
done.
it
Now
works
you're going to
fine.
salt and pepper your egg tops,
Yes.
right? All right, so my recipe is just going to be mini quiches done in the same silicone mold. So 3 eggs, which I'm going to beat with vigorously, in my mix and store plus pitcher.
Mini salt and pepper shakers available in the next full-line catalog that comes out at the end of this month.
Sorry, I'm making all this noise when you're talking.
What?
Oh my God, I can finally hear you.
Oh.
All right, only 3 eggs for all of these? Is the recipe? That's not a lot of egg.
Are you calling me a liar?
It was the recipe you sent me. All right, so then Jeff has pre-measured my salt and pepper into my little Tupperware minis. So I'm going to add my salt, and I'm going to add my pepper, and then cubed ham. How many? Half a cup cubed ham.
Half a cup.
How much tomato?
A half of tomato diced.
Diced, and then this is like 1 green onion.
Yes.
With some tops, correct?
Yes.
Indeed. And then go ahead and put my cheese into.
Yeah, half a cup of
Shredded cheese.
freshly shredded cheese this morning.
Freshly shredded. All right. Now there's a different cooking time for both of these recipes.
That's true.
So,
mine is 350 degrees for 12 to 14 minutes, and the one Kevin is doing is 15 to 20 minutes at 400. So we have.
Look at that.
That's not going to make sense.
No, it's not. But maybe, look, if we fill each one, trial and error here in the Tupperware test kitchen.
The trailer test
In
kitchen.
the trailer test kitchen. It might.
No, it may.
Well, they're going to grow a little, aren't they? Well, this one's
true.
going to be a little shy here on the end.
That can be yours.
I'm on a diet.
Yeah, you.
Jenny Craig's calling.
She said, "Yeah, you can have that tiny one."
Now, trying to keep it in the cups, unlike what I just did, which was
Slopped
smeared
it all
over
over.
the top.
Well, that's not bad.
It's not bad.
I think I'd add another egg.
I think I would too. So
At
the
least
recipe
one.
calls for. I would probably do.
I'd do 4 or 5 eggs.
I would do 4 or 5 eggs.
I do 6.
Tom would do 6.
No, because that's too much. Okay, so Kevin's is 400, 15 to 20 minutes. Mine is 12 to 14 minutes at 350. We've set the oven because we are math whiz people.
Look at my face. So that means
We're
I go
doing-
in first.
We're doing 375.
Are we going in at the same time?
Yes, 375. We're going to check mine in 12 minutes, and then we'll check his and just leave them in.
And then we'll be back. And we're back.
Woo!
These
So-
trays are atomically hot, so don't touch the trays.
And there's no smell from impurities burning
No,
off our
no.
pure Tupperware silicone.
So I'm really impressed. I love mine, but I'm really impressed with yours. So I would lift these up so you could see them. We don't burn our hands. I would definitely
That's-
say that this recipe, I would add at least 1 or 2 more eggs.
Definitely.
So that you would actually fill each of these cup molds. So that was 3 eggs with the ham and the other ingredients.
Yeah, I would say 5.
Yeah. And they really lift right out of here, you guys. So hot, hot, hot. Look how great. So these are crustless little quiches.
Which you can freeze.
Amazing. Yes,
Oh, you
thank
could
you very
freeze
much.
those.
You could
in your
freeze
vent and
these.
serve freezer
Your
mix.
finger. Your finger keeps inching towards that pan. All right, so I want to see yours. Now, I like that the ham got a little crispy, crunchy there. on
It
the
got,
end.
well, you're calling that crispy crunchy. I'm going to call it black.
Burnt.
And I think the reason that happened is because we did a higher temperature. I think this one, in this recipe in particular, it called 12 to 14 minutes at 350. I think the lower temperature is going to allow it a slower bake. Now, the interesting thing is that the ham shrunk up a little bit.
It did.
As it baked, and these just pop right out again.
It was dry.
Look at that. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love
those
that.
are
Look at that.
cute because they're like little ruffled egg
Hold it up to the
cups.
camera.
Look.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing.
Those
That
are
is
really cute.
fun.
It smells, the ham smells amazing.
That is amazing. Now, and also, I will say I was making cookies this weekend. I think my oven is cooking unevenly, so I think that's why that burnt a little, because the front did not.
The front, no.
Not so
and
much. So I think it's
that's
my
true.
oven. I think I have to get my oven calibrated. But I'm very excited to try this. Yours, I don't know about you, but
Here, let's
Yours
put
are
one of
gonna
these
be-
on your plate.
yours is going to be like atomically hot. Okay.
Oop.
Get off my plate.
Let's try yours
now,
first.
you know, I guess it really depends on how long you want to cook your recipe, because if you want to do a dippy egg, I don't know if those yellows are
Oh my god.
That's really good.
Holy shit.
No. However,
Now look.
I might have pulled back a little bit on the salt because the ham is salty. So maybe
That's
not
not-
the salt.
Yeah, you could probably actually do it without
Because the
salt.
that ham was a little bit salty. But what about your, your egg is done.
It is done. It is actually cooked through. That's what I was not sure.
Yeah.
Because the top, it looked like it might be a little bit.
No, it's,
Clear.
I don't know, you call that soft cooked or hard cooked? The yellow is cooked hard through. Oh.
I don't know how you could miss that. That cavity.
Editing. Glad I don't have to clean up my house. Which I do. Okay, this is really good. So, I would totally make this again. I'd pull back on the salt.
Yes.
That's too much salt. It's a little too salty.
It's not bad. But there's not that much salt in there. There's a quarter of a teaspoon mixed in.
Right.
I think I would probably add maybe a little bit of onion to these.
Yeah, because the onion, the flavor.
Or
of the
some
onion
chives.
is
Chop
great.
up some chives and put it on the top and bake it that way. Because
Delicious.
comparatively, there's not as much seasoning with the ham.
You could also try different cheeses on yours.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can
And
put a little
cheese.
cheese on top.
So I don't know. I say we're gonna finish eating this up here, y'all, and good recipe.
Those are tasty.
Thanks for watching.
See you later.